Hello there, you gorgeous lot. Welcome back to Crafters TV. It's a pleasure to have your company. Over the next couple of hours, we are going to show you an incredible masterclass. And this one is all going to be about stamping. There might be a little bit of inking involved in there as well, which is awesome. So there's absolutely loads to look forward to. One of the reasons for that is because he is back. My partner in crime. You like my full-time partner in crime at the moment, aren't you?
I am.
We're inseparable, Craig, and I am not mad about it. How are you?
Neither. Me neither. Yeah, really looking forward to this one. You know, always look forward to all of our shows, but this one, all about the masterclass and the stamping. Well, actually, I'm going to show you a few examples. What we're also going to do within the starter masterclass is we're going to have a look at our brand new tag stamp and also the stamps that came with them. What we can then show you some of the things you can make with them. Now, you can make 3 different widths of tags, so whether it's a 1.5 inch, 2.5 inch, or even a 2 inch, but the length of the tag, it can be entirely up to yourself. What we've got is a nice selection of stamps that are going to work well, depending on the width of the stamp that you've got. So whether you are, or the tag die that you're going to punch out, whether you're going to pop them onto a gift box that you can see here, you might want to actually make little tags or bookmarks, because what you've got, as I said a moment ago, the option to have them really, really long. So you can do that one. Little bit of a quirky sentiment on some of them as well. For instance, let's turn it around my way. That one says, a special gift you never knew you wanted. So a really nice little one. Instead of just saying from me to you or with love, a little bit of a quirky one. But then what we've got within this one here, so we've got, this is for you, but I wasn't, but, right, this is for you, but I wish
it was mine.
It was mine. There we go. We got there in the end. We thought English could be so hard to read. But this is where you can then create your little gift bags, you know, from your Ultimate Pro, your scoreboard. But then you can change the sizes if you want to. You can do little mats and layers around them. If you've got your little envelope die from Vintage Diary, I think it is, or the one just before that wasn't Vintage Diary, it was Letters from the Heart. Yeah. That's it. You can then be using them as tuck-ins, but then it's to show they are good substantial gift boxes. We've got a really beautiful tag within here. I hate presents. Said no one ever.
Absolutely, Craig.
But you've got that. That's just a few of the stamps that you've got. But some of them, sentiment-wise, font-wise, are wider, so that they're going to work well with the 2 or the 2.5 inch. Some of them are slimmer, which would work well with the 1.5 or 2 inch as well. Really nice. We're going to have a look at these ones first, but it is all about stamping. That's why we're incorporating it with the stamping masterclass. But tell you what, can you tell I was getting ready just to wind up there, and then I thought I've forgotten something. Let's show you a few ideas of some of the other things. We made this one within Wake Up Call earlier on. This is all about the brush lettering. So if you want to see how you've made that one, it is on our YouTube that you can go back. But what you can then do is overlay them, overlap them, use your nesting dies. But then we're going to do a similar style with this one.
Very happy it's the holidays.
Very happy as well. If you go for the big bundle, then you've got some Christmas sentiments as well. But what we're then also going to do, still incorporate in stamping, but we're going to have a look at our Illustrator pens that we've got on the show. So these ones here are looking at the stamp sets that we've got on. So you've got all these that we've got to focus on. And then what we've also got is a rotating stamps. So these ones here, we've done a demo within Wake Up Call that once again you can go back and watch on our YouTube. But you've got a nice selection of different stamps. This one here is using our Midas ink pads on our white cardstock, but then using either your quick dry or the pigment, which are the 2 we're going to focus on within Masterclass, but use your shaped nesting dies, change the shape of them, create apertures in the middle, 3D them up, pop different sentiments. If you like your concept cards, stepper cards, double stepper cards, side fold cards, Z fold cards, you can still use these rotating stamps. It's all about the positioning of the stamp and of course the cardstock. If you didn't see Wake Up Call, we'll step you through that again within Masterclass. But once you've nailed the position of your card and the position of your stamp, you can easily turn your stamping platform 90 degrees 4 times and you're going to create beautiful image, but just with one stamp. Really well done.
Really, really cool. Brilliant value, great deals across the show. And also a wonderful opportunity, our masterclass, is for you to let us know if there's anything you're struggling with, any of your burning stamping questions, then you can get them into me. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you're over on YouTube. But we need to talk about this because 'tis the season to Gemini. Oh, yes it is. I went a bit panto there, didn't I? The great thing.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Oh, yes, it's behind me. It is behind me, right here. The great thing about the Gemini is it is I'm going to go as far as to call it an iconic machine. I think that's exactly what it is. So many of you know and love them. We've got wonderful promotions running over on the website as well. So $179.99. That is the usual price of your Gemini. It's what you'll find it on our website for day in and day out. However, as a really special promotion, as it is Gemini season, you are going to get a mystery bag. It's UK only though, £102.93 worth of goodies included, all brilliant stuff that you're going to really love using with your Gemini. If you are a platinum member, $143.99. Now I know what you're thinking, hang on, I'm in Europe, Joe, I'm across the pond in the US. What about me? Well, we've done something really special for you guys as well. We're going to start with this one just here. We have put together a not so mystery bag of amazing goodies for you in here. I can't keep secrets, sorry. I absolutely can't.
Not a mystery anymore, Joe?
It's not a mystery because I showed you it to you
did.
earlier. Yeah, that's it. It's the way I roll.
Or as hearsay would
Me and
say,
the viewers,
pure and simple.
Yeah, me and the viewers, you see. I got your back. $102.95 is the value of the contents of this, or $125.79. You've got brilliant tunnel cards in here, double-sided dies. You're going to receive some edgeables. Full alphabet, yes please, and of course you're going to get one of our amazing stained glass window dies in there too. £30 or $40, that's a saving over £70 or $80, which is fantastic. It is a different bundle of mystery items than the one that comes with the Gemini as well. So if you're in the UK, you go for the Gemini. You can also go for the mystery bag as well, which is excellent. If you're a soft crafter, don't worry, we haven't forgotten about you. We're going to bring you some of our best-selling Gemini dies. You're going to get applique dies. These are awesome for a whole host of different things. Another massive applique die as well. We're going to give you a couple of smaller, slightly smaller dies too. But again, over £100, almost $120 worth of value. That's £30 or $40 there, your price. £24, $32 if you are a platinum member, which is rather lovely, isn't it? Lots of you already tuning in and saying hello. Peg says hi, Pam says hi, Mary says hi, Laurie says hi as well, Kim's saying hello too, and the lovely Lynn Harvey as always is dropping in. Peg says that birthday card reminds me, another birthday next Tuesday. They just keep coming. I'm not being funny, right, Craig? Crafters TV, over here we're a team of what, maybe 12 people, 14 people, something like that, the core team. How many birthdays do they have each, the team? Because it genuinely feels like it's someone's birthday every week here at Crafters TV, doesn't it?
Yes.
It does. I mean, I'm not complaining because there's always cake.
No.
I wonder if everyone's got like 3 birthdays here at Crafters TV.
Maybe.
Maybe they do. If you've got any questions you'd like to ask me, as I said, get them into me. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion over on YouTube. We also have the tags, as you've just seen Craig taking you through some of the inspiration. The punch, I'm sure you'd agree, Craig, amazing value, isn't it? Amazing quality, that punch. You do also get the twine included with these two, which is amazing. So you're going to be able to punch out your 3 different shapes. Now, lay them up together. I caught it! That never happens. I actually caught it. That's never happened before. You are able to punch out your 3 different tags, use them separately, lay them up together. It's completely up to you. You then get all different stamps that you need as well. This is for you, but I wish it was mine. A special gift you never knew you wanted. Well, it's the thought that counts. This one here says. This one says best gift ever. I should know. I bought it. Love that one. And then you've also got I hate presents, said no one ever. No one ever did say that. You've also then got this is exactly what you did not ask for. And finally, warning, the contents of this package, they may be awesome. You're getting all of that included, and we're going to give you the twine in there as well, so you can attach these to your different gifts, $32.70 or $46.80. Well, and of course, yeah, you're getting the punch itself, which is going to punch out these shapes for you. So you can see there, they are all the ones that you got. It's a really good weighty punch as well, that one. It's really great quality. So do snap this up. Very, very busy yesterday when this was launched. What I would say is if you do want to get your hands on this, just search Sentiment Stamp and Punch Collection in the search bar of the website. That is the easiest way to find it at the moment. You know how I feel, Craig, about tags. You're literally preaching to the choir here, aren't you?
Yes, you know, you do love a tag. These are really good, and I know many will be thinking, yeah, but you've done tag dies and that yeah, we've got a use for as well. But within these ones here, sometimes, a lot of the times, you don't want a big fancy tag with round edges at the side. You're wanting simplistic tag you can stamp onto, you can write onto. What you'll always need to do with a die is you'll then need to punch a hole in the middle. That's done it for you. What it also does, which is fab, is it embosses around the actual die cut ring as well. So you've got that real nice elegance, that roundness to the actual punch as well. As I said towards the end of Wake Up Call, what I love about this one is I loved my punches all these years ago, whether it was Tonic Studios, Martha Stewart, have all these punches. So it's nice to, you know, we'll never go down that line of getting back to what punches were like years ago. You know, we've moved on, and die cutting is all the rage when it comes to all your shapes, all your intricacy. But it's nice to have a punch back, an updated punch. And what we're going to do within these ones here, I've taken my multi-purpose cardstock. We are going to stamp in that, but I thought what we'll do is let's just show you what I mean by it can be any length, hence why I've not cut them to specific sizes. So with our punches, you can do it widthwise, you can do 1.5 inch, 2 inch, or 2.5 inches.
Well, that's handy. You've got 3 different sizes in
really
one.
nice.
You don't need 3 different tools.
No, and you don't need to do anything. There's no gauges that you have to move. There's nothing that you have to turn from the back to then make it easier for you to then stamp a wider tag, a smaller tag. It's all simply in the cutting of your card. So let's use our guillotine paper trimmer or something like that. And what we're going to say is, well, let's do all 3 sizes just now. So 1.5 inches, you're simply going to go to your guillotine, you're going to pop it to the 1.5 inches, and then I'm going to line that up all the way down, and we're going to cut. So there is my 1.5 inches. Now this is where I dictate myself how long I want the tag. You know, do I want it a short tag? Do I want it a long tag? If I want it really, really long, if I want to do a bookmark, this is where you can cut it down. You can't cut it down afterwards, but this is how you determine how long you want it to be. If you wanted it to be even longer, let's just turn our card. This time, let's cut it to the 2 inches. And one question we get asked quite a lot, Joe, or I do anyway, when it comes to our guillotine, is when you're lining up, when it comes to the actual measurement, because you've got a little aperture line all the way down, for instance, this 2 inches, do you pop your card to the left-hand side of the measurement, or do you pop it to the right-hand side?
It's something I've wondered often, Craig.
What was that?
It's something I've wondered often when especially if you're doing something in a rush.
Because that channel is a good 1, actually maybe even 2 millimeters. So that's going to affect specific measurements. So always, always, always pop your card to the right-hand side of the measurement. So this we're actually on 2 inches. So where it's got that little channel gauge, I've got my cardstock to the right-hand side. That is the accurate measurement.
So up to the channel, not over the channel.
Not over the channel, up to the channel. So that's the 2 inches, and then let's go 2.5 inches. So again, just up to that channel. So we've got our 1.5, 2, and 2.5. So let's just say this one here, Joe, I wanted my tag to be 5 inches. I'm going to cut like I would do normally, 5 inches, and there we are. So what we can do now, let's go in with our punch. So you've got your 3, it's like your notch layers. So we've got 1, we've got 2, and we've got 3. So the first one being 1.5. So what's going to happen is that is simple. Can you see how that just sits in the 2 channels? It says with the deboss inside 1.5. So all that you're going to do is you're going to slide that in to as far as it will go. And I'm doing it from up above. I would usually hold it in my hand. I'll do the next one in my hand. But all you're going to do is you're going to press. And now that gives you your perfect punch.
So simple.
So simple. You've got your embossed ring all the way around. And now that can be, of course, a book tag, but then although I've cut my cardstock at this point, you could easily come along and change the length of it.
Pam E says they're going to make bookmarks with theirs, which I think is a great suggestion, Craig.
That's a really good suggestion, really good. So don't just think of your tags, but let's go in once again. So this time we've gone in at the 2 inch, and the thing is, if you're cutting them at 1.5, 2 and 2.5, you can't go wrong. The measurements, the little steps are going to hold it in. So once again, just pop it in into the 2 channels. We're going to press, take it out, and then there's your tag. And then with this one that we've cut to a specific size, what we can do is we can go in. For punches, for me, I do tend to hold them in midair, and this goes to show if you do the same, you can still absolutely do that. Slot it in, hold it with my finger, and then press. Now we've got our next one.
Awesome,
so there we go. We've got our 3 tops of the tags, but you determine yourself whereabout you want to, or how long you want the tag to be. And now at this point, what I've been doing, because I only got mine the other day, what I like to do and have been doing is I get my tag to the size that I want. So we're going to come in here. I'm going to bring in, I like to have the emboss so it's standing upwards. And then like I would do any other stamping, Joe, I'm just going in with my magnetic discs. Let's go in with, this is exactly what you did not ask for. And I'm going to pop that one into the middle. But what you'll find with these is whether it is the 2, 2.5, or even the 1 inch, they're all going to fit. They're going to be nice. They're going to be nice and snug with the 1.5, but nice and spacious with your 2, 2.5. So if you are wanting to do little bits of inking or blending or anything like that, you can do. And as you would do with any other stamp, what I am going to do is my little tip where this is an unused stamp. It was brand new, so I'm going to give it a little prime. So I'm going to go in with my translucent clear ink pad. And all that that's doing is that's giving us a little basis for our ink to sit on. Sometimes you get a brand new stamp, you go to ink it, and it's not a nice smooth impression. It's a little bubbly, and that's just some of the residue that's sitting onto your stamp. So give it a little prime with your translucent clear. You only need to do it once. I don't need to do it again now that I've already done it. And we've got our, this is exactly what you did not ask for. Let's bring in some of that twine.
I know a lot of the stamps that have been created with this, Craig, are just on sort of plain cardstock, aren't they? Stamps over plain cardstock, and if that's what you want to do, then brilliant. But I mean, I think I'd be looking at this as like a canvas. You know, you could do all sorts with it, couldn't you?
Of course you could.
You've got, you know, the water-active ink pads, or any of your ink pads for that matter. I'm going to share the pigments with you in a moment. You could really make that quite jazzy, I'm thinking, and then
Absolutely.
stamp over the top of that.
Absolutely you can do. Don't have to keep it to your multi-purpose. If you want to come in with, as you said, your watercolour cardstock and do all your techniques, if you want to go in with your pattern paper, you can do. If you want to go in with some of your luxury cardstocks, you absolutely can do. But then you can see how we've got a really, really simple tag. What about coming in and instead of doing multi-purpose, do your black cardstock and then go on with one of your metallic inks?
Lovely.
So then you've got a nice deep card. What I would do, for me personally, say that was all in black, what I would then do is cut another tag, a smaller size down, and pop that onto the back so I can write onto it. Or go in with your sticky glue pen and write your message, go over with your Gilding Flakes, if you want to do it that way as well. But you've got that option. Bring in some of your other sentiment stamps. You've maybe got your quirky stamps that are going to fit on either the 1.5, 2 or 2.5. You've got options there, but really, really handy. As I said at the start, yes, I know we've done tag dies. There'll be a time and there'll be a place for that, but these do the tags. You can then dictate which width-wise, because you've got 3 choices. They could be as long as you want, but it punches the hole, it embosses the hole all at the same time. Nice, quirky stamps included as well, or whatever ones that you want. Watercolour card, multi-purpose card, pattern paper, luxury cards, mirror card, all of these, your punches are going to work no problem whatsoever.
Marvellous. Some questions coming in. Alicia wants to know if you could use the punch to create a tag size shaped card. Could you create an opening card? I don't think you could personally, but unless there's a way.
So there's two things that you could do. Tell you what, let's just very, very quickly, let's take this was a 2, and let's take, doesn't actually really matter the width. Let's just cut it down. So what you could do, we've got one, let's do the opposite one, like so. Let's just take our score from here. So if we say, let's just say roughly, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch. Let's score a line, fold that back. Oh. Let's go in with our tacky glue or your tape runner. Pop that just to the top. Let's press. While I'm pressing that, let's even the base out. You could have your little card tag blank that you can see here. So you could make it into a little card blank if you wanted to. Yeah. Alternatively, if you wanted it to open sideways, do exactly what I've done there. Instead of scoring along the top, maybe score at 1/4 of an inch down the side and do it that way so it's an open fold. Fabulous. But yeah, you can't. There is ways that you can make little quirky card blanks if you want to.
And that, Craig, is why you're over there and I'm over here, because I thought that would be impossible to do. Alicia, I hope that helps for you. Nina's going for these for their scraps. You know what, a brilliant way of using up your scraps, actually. Joan says, good morning, Craig and Joe. Can't wait to hear all the tips and tricks in this masterclass. And Jean says, can't wait to get mine. Good morning from Mississippi. Good morning, Jean, in Mississippi. Let me take you back through then exactly what you're getting in this particular collection. Now, it only launched yesterday, and it has been very, very busy since then. Oh, there we are. Oh, there we are. I want to show you the punch first and foremost. You've seen Craig using it. It's a really good heavy duty punch, and it creates your 3 different size tags. Up to you, as Craig said, on the length of these as well, completely up to you and whatever you're using them for. I'll quickly run you back through the stamps. You are getting best gift ever. This one here, this is a special gift you never knew you wanted. Then we also have, well, it's the thought that counts. We've also got I hate presents, said no one ever. This one here says exactly what you did not ask for. We've also got warning, the contents of this package may be awesome. And finally, this is for you, but I wish it was for me. There you go. And remember, you will get the twine included. The jute twine is coming into there for you too. So a really great deal there, and great value, I think, when you consider how many things you need a tag for. It's actually loads. And how lovely, if you have made someone a handmade card, to have a tag that matches on your present. I think you can really tie the whole thing in together, take it to the next level. $32.70 or $46.80 if you want to get your hands on that. Let's have a look at some of the cardstock that we've got on the show for you as well today. It's a buy one, get one half price here on your white multi-purpose cardstock. The artist formerly known as White Stamping Card. We've finally renamed it because it does everything. So why on earth not? Hundreds of sheets, 120 to be precise, is what you're getting in there. Another hero product is our matte black cardstock. I know this sounds silly, it is black, it's black cardstock. It's not like off, it's a real true black, which is, I know it sounds silly, but sometimes you'll buy black cardstock and it just isn't black enough. This is really nice. Yeah, sometimes a bit chalky. Great point, Erin. £15, $21. That is again a buy one, get one half price. And we've got the Nina Nana cardstock as well for you. This is a 3-pack with 48 sheets. You get 20% off of that. £11 or $17 if you'd like to get your hands on those. Right, let's have a little look at the opaque ink pads. Craig's going to take us through these in just a few moments. Let me share with you all the things you can, all the colours you're getting included. You've got the Bordeaux. We're also going to include the orange, plum jam, smoked emerald. You've got the midnight. This then is the grasshopper. We've got the seal brown, the damson wine, the lagoon. Oh. And this one, it's rarer than hen's teeth, as Leanne would say. It's been out of stock for 8 long months. White, a colour we only carry in the opaque pigments, and really, really versatile. $46.99, $17.99 saves you almost £13, or $18.50, which is joyous. Right, let's move back on and have a look at these. They are our brush lettering stamps. These are excellent. Lots of different ways that you can play around with the composition on these. You can also mix and match them to an element. You've got a 60% saving, which is awesome. So you've got Thinking of You. Thank you so very much. This one here is hello from me to you. You've then got happy birthday. And then we've also got some festive ones for you in the larger collection too. You've got happy holidays, Christmas wishes, and you've got the season's greetings and Merry Christmas too. There are a little bit, there's the opportunity to mix and match some of them too. So some of the sort of brush lettering centres will work with some of the other ones. So have a little play around with that, as well as playing around with how you compose them. I know we've put the brush lettering over the background stamp. You don't need to do that. You've got lots of options. $25.56 or $31.84 is a brilliant price for you. That saves you, what, £38.47, which is excellent. Any questions you've got, you know the drill, get them into me. Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion, if you're across on YouTube. Where are we going next then, Craig?
So we're going to have a look at these ones. Don't just think as though you can mix and match with the all occasion ones and mix and match with the Christmas ones. Use them both together. So take Happy Birthday and take Merry Christmas, and you'll have Happy Christmas. So you'll be able to bring these two together as well. So as Joe was saying, you know, have your own little play on some of the sentiments, the words that you want to do. But what we are going to do is we're going to have a look at the hello from me to you, and we're going to use our Pigment ink pads. We're going to use Damson Wine, we're going to use Plum Jam, and we're going to use Midnight for this one here. And what we're going to do is I'm actually going to use, we're going to stamp hello once, then we're going to stamp it again in the middle, then we're going to stamp it again in Midnight. So we've got the 3 hellos, and then right along the middle we will stamp from me to you. Not doing any heat embossing just yet when it comes to our pigments. Usually we say Pigment ink pads, you can do your embossing powders, which you can do. But I feel, certainly for me anyway, that's something I tend to do a lot. I've done it in Wake Up Call. So let's just show you, if you want to use them just as a stamping medium, you absolutely can
You've hit on a point there, Craig, I think, because a lot of people maybe would own these and think, well, I only use those for when I'm heat embossing.
Yeah.
But they're very versatile, aren't
they? They really, really are. The only thing that you would need to take into consideration is the fact of, because they, what we say, stay open longer, which means they stay wet, hence why embossing powders stick to them. You just need to let them dry at, you know, kind of like room temperature, or heat set them, which we'll actually do. So what I'm going to do is I've got my piece of multi-purpose cardstock, and let's go in with the hello. So what I'm going to do, wherever I do 3s, I'll always stamp in the middle, or place the embellishment in the middle, whatever form of 3 it is that I'm doing. So for this one, you can be more specific if you want to line up with pencil and ruler, but let's just go in with hello into the middle of our card. We're going to press, and that's then going to attach it to our stamping platform. These are absolutely invaluable, our 8x8 stamping platform with a magnetic base. What I'm a way to do, you can absolutely do it with your 6x6, and actually you would be able to just be able to do it with your 4x4. It's all about the position, it's all about the accuracy, it's all about, even as an experienced stamper like I am, sometimes I miss bits, I've not put as much pressure, sometimes I've made a mistake. It means I can go right back into the exact position that I was, reapply that pressure, reapply that ink, which I'm a way to do in a moment, whereas you can do it without one, but let me tell you, even I wouldn't get it perfect every single time. It's near impossible to use a smaller stamping platform, any platform, not just ours, and get it right, bang centre where you need it to be. Whereas if you've got a stamping platform, your card's in place, your stamp's in place every single time. So let's go in with that middle one first, which is the Damson Wine. So all that we're going to do is we're going to start to layer that one up. So we're going to give it a good tap all the way across. And let's show you how good this stamping platform is by going...
Lovely colour, that one, Craig.
Really nice colour, isn't it?
Uh-oh.
Gosh darn. No. Gosh darn. I have to say, I have to agree with Erin.
Yeah, it does look quite shabby chic.
It does look quite cool, doesn't it? However, we're not going to keep it like that one. I've missed a couple of bits. Now, if I had my smaller stamping platform, and as I always say, I'm not knocking them, I use them a lot and I'll always use them. But for this, to rectify something like this, it would be so hard to get it right into the exact position. Whereas my card and my stamp are both in the exact same position, they've not moved whatsoever. So I can go back, there we go, reapplied it, perfect. So what I want to do, and it's something that I do a lot, not just with my pigment, but with my quick dry as well, and it's something that I've always watched Leanne do, and I've taken that on board, and I do it quite a lot now, to really intensify the sentiment, the image, whatever it is that we're stamping, go in again with a reapplied layer of ink, and then press, and then we're getting it even deeper. And I'm going to do it once more for this center one. And you're not going to have to worry about the colour seeping or blending because it's the pigment. It's going to stay in place. And if you do this with a quick dry, it'll be the same. It's going to stay in place, no seeping, no nothing. So we can then press. We've got a really, really strong, bold hello that we can see here. So what I'm then going to do is I'm then going to go in, and I am, when doing these ones, you will just need to spend that little bit of time, take away that excess ink. And the reason being is we're going to take this off our stamping platform. So let's take these bits off, and then I'm going to pop it back into place. I'm making sure any excess ink is off because I'm going to position it where I want. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it just above. If I had excess ink on my stamp, that would now transfer onto my cardstock. Right. Now, if you're going in with a deeper colour, it's not really going to matter because that's going to cover, but I just like to make sure that my stamp is nice and clean. And all that I'm going to do, Joe, is I'm going to repeat that step again, this time with the plum jam, and then I'm going to move my stamp to the bottom, and I'm going to repeat that step again, but with the midnight. So that'll give us our 3 before we come in with our last step, which is that centre sentiment stamp.
Love that. Lots of excitement and buzz still around the tags that we shared with you. Pam E says you could punch both ends and make it a journaling spot on a card. Love that idea. Or you could do a bit of tangling on it if you wanted to. Lots of different things you can do. Robbie says the brush lettering stamps are large and very nice. I love them. And also Alicia Gordon said, I just purchased the Tag Punch collection. Thank you so much. I see so many uses for that. Time to get ready for Christmas. Yep, it's never too late.
It's not going to be long.
She might mean early, I'm not sure. Early or late, I guess. If you just keep going with it, are you early or are you late? Who knows? Sorry?
No, you finish what you were about to say.
I'd like to know in the comments who has made a start on Christmas. If there is anyone out there that has made a Christmas card or has maybe started their shopping. Friends of mine, Craig, finished Christmas shopping.
Really?
They do it right after Christmas.
I'm one of those, certainly round about July time, I don't go out Christmas shopping. Yeah. But if I see something for someone, I'll buy it. I'm in that mind frame of, right, I'm going to buy it, and I know I've got their present sorted. Just need to remember to keep a note on my notes on my phone. So I've got a list of who I've got what for. But yeah, I do start to get into that frame of mind.
I'm a bit funny with Christmas. I don't really buy Christmas presents for anyone. But then if I saw something that I thought someone would really love, I'd just buy it and give it to them at any point in the year.
Yeah, you would just go, oh, let's go, let's get that one.
Now. Why wait? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly like that.
Yes.
With the what, Erin?
Turtle.
To what, sorry?
Turtle.
I don't know if I can say it. I'm not sure. It's a bit near the knuckle, isn't it, in the UK?
Turtle, yeah.
I don't know if it, yeah. I don't know if the word means the same in America, it does here. Yeah. Yeah, it does mean the same. Okay, I can't say it. It's a turtle and it's a play on words. Let's put it that way. Let's move on before I get in trouble. Because we're both in quite mischievous moods today.
We are, aren't we? We are. Oh gosh, good golly. Forgot what I was about to say there now.
If you are wondering what we're on about, thinking, gosh, this all sounds very cryptic, go and have a little look at Craig's Instagram. That will tell you all that you need to know.
Yes.
I thought we should have done, I got it out and, gave a live demo, but I don't think we're going to get away with that.
No, and it needs new batteries anyway.
Sorry?
It needs new batteries.
Does it?
Yeah.
It doesn't have batteries in it?
No.
Well,
but it's obviously been
pressed.
so much before it got to us. That yes, needs new batteries. But yeah, check out my Insta stories. You'll see exactly.
You will see exactly what
a lot of hilarity from you guys at home that have already seen the Insta story.
It was, we couldn't go live, could we, on Friday, Craig? We had a few gremlins in the system. Me and Craig's got ourselves down a bit of a TikTok black hole, didn't we, quite quickly?
We did.
And then it resulted in me downloading TikTok a couple of days later, and now I can't stop sending TikToks to Craig and anyone that will listen or watch them as well. I've become like a crazy TikTok man all of a sudden. I don't know why. I just can't.
And then that's where my lovely gift from you this morning has come off the back of seeing something on TikTok.
Absolutely. Sharon says, I buy Christmas presents all year through, as things are on sale to save money and not leave everything to the last minute. I do all of my Christmas shopping on about the 19th of December.
Oh, that would stress me out,
So I leave
Joe.
it all until the very, very end.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
Jamie is the same in the gallery. George, I imagine George, no, George is like, I reckon George is worse to me, he's like Christmas Eve. It's definitely is. I'm guessing it would be your last day off before Christmas, George. Yeah, George is well unorganised.
That would stress me out.
Yeah, Erin, what sort of Christmas shopper are you? A month out. That's super organised, I think. I say every year I'm going to do it differently, Craig. And I'm going to get to October and I'm going to get it done. That's what I say every year. Every year I leave it to the 18th.
At least have the bulk of it done for the start of January, for the start of December. Well, you laugh. There's some people that do it in the January sales.
Yeah, absolutely they do. All Christmas shopping boxed off already. That looks beautiful. I love the colour tones you've used here.
So it's nice, isn't it? It's just nice pulling them all together. So that is the initial concept of them. Stamp it out and pop your end of sentiment over the top. So with the pigment, I've gone in with the plum jam. I've gone in with the damson wine. I've then gone in with the midnight. And then what I've done is I've gone in with the jet black and then overstamped from me to you. And as it is our pigment ink pad, if I was to put my hand right across that right now, it's going to smudge some of it. So all that I'm going to do is I'm going to get my heat gun to temperature. Now at this point you could go in over the top with your embossing powders. I don't want to on this demo. We want to just use them as a plain, simple stamping medium. And all that I'm just going to do is I'm just going to give it a little bit of a dry, so to speak. Popping that heat over the top, just starting to heat set it slightly. You can leave it at kind of like room temperature to do it itself, but a little bit of the whack with the heat tool, you're going to be absolutely fine. Popping that one on. But what I was actually just a way to say a moment ago, Joe, was we're now at this point where us here are starting to see a number of new Christmas collections coming in. And I am going to say the team, Leanne and the team, have absolutely excelled themselves this year. If you thought our Christmas ranges last year were spectacular, just wait and see.
Amazing. Exciting stuff. Very cryptic, but we can't say too much.
No.
Pam E says, TikTok, you need to force yourself to have a time limit. That's the key with it, Craig.
I find what TikTok's like for me is Pinterest. You know, where you go on to look at one thing,
and then you come
before you know it,
yeah.
6 hours later, you're still watching, but you've gone on, you're now watching something that you had no intention to watch.
If you are on TikTok, make sure you go and follow us. We're over there.
We are indeed.
Go and find us. Crafters Companion or Crafters TV on TikTok?
Crafters TV is on TikTok.
Crafters TV on TikTok, or TokTik, as we used to call it.
Yes.
Yes, but Deborah says start after Christmas. Did I read that one? I didn't, did I? I read it to myself. Deborah says, I start after Christmas picking up items for the next Christmas for my family. Very, very organised.
That's good. That's savvy. Savvy spending.
No one's made any Christmas cards yet. No one's made any. Carol, 16, no, sorry, it doesn't count, Carol. Carol says, I have a few cards left over from last year. Does that count? I did buy a present for my son recently, though.
Nah, see, I still have a few handmade cards left over from last year, so I wouldn't count that. I wouldn't say I've started my Christmas cards yet.
No.
No.
So do you sort of batch make some Christmas cards then, Craig, and then give them out as you need to?
Do you know what I do now?
What?
Because now working here, I don't have the time to actually sit and make every single one individual. Yeah. So what I will do, depending on whatever show that we do here, some of my finished demos
do they
end up going to my family
You've
and
rumbled
friends.
yourself there.
I'll take it home and I'll personalise it, you know, to my stepdad at Christmas time or something like that. But yeah, many of my finished demos, because we end up with two. We've got the one that we've already prepped to show you, and then the one that we are making. So one will stay here in our library box just next door with Tracy and Jake and John. The other one will come back home for me, and that will go to friends or family.
Oh, very savvy, Craig. Loving that.
I do.
Pammy says, I already follow Craig and Crafters on TikTok. There you are.
Absolutely.
I'd say you could follow me on TikTok, but I don't know what my username is, Craig.
Do you not? Did you just do any old one just so you could join?
Yeah, I didn't realise you could pick. I thought you just picked it for you. So I've got lots of letters and numbers essentially.
I'm Craig Laird, Crafter's Companion.
Rachel Gillum, our social media superstar, says last year I batch made a load using these very brush lettering stamps. Yeah, simple and really easy, apparently.
So, as I was saying in Wake Up Call, if you didn't see Wake Up Call, these are actually what I tend to use for my family and friends' birthday cards. It's my little cousin's birthday tomorrow. I say little, he's 22, 23.
Oh, wow.
So not little. But this is what I use because, yes, they are quick, but they are so effective. And you can see that is a 6x6 card. That could have been a slimline card with only that purple hello, but stamped them out, opaque pigment. So that one was Damson Wine, Plum Jam, Midnight, and then we stamped right across the middle with that From Me to You, which was with the jet black, black matte layer to work in with the jet black, and a couple of little butterflies. But you know what? I know many guys do like butterflies. However, if you wanted it to go to a male and that's not their style, take off the butterflies. That could be for a male.
Yes, they are brilliant for, not gender specific either, which is fantastic. And the other thing that might be nice, Craig, is using just the main stamp, the background stamp. You could use that on its side on something like a DL card if you wanted to, couldn't you? You make it look really modern and very, very plain. Sometimes less is more. Could just be thinking if you wanted it to be. Let me take you through the designs that you're getting in this collection. So you're going to get Thinking of You. This one here is Thank You so very much. You've got Hello From Me to You. You've got Happy Birthday. You will also get then 4 festive ones also, which is the Happy Holidays. You've got your Christmas Wishes, Season's Greetings, and you'll also get Merry Christmas. So loads of bases covered there with those when it comes to the amount of occasions you could give these for.
See these ones here, because you've got Happy Holidays in there. Obviously Happy Holidays is more US style, and we were doing these previous years in Christmas collections, but the Happy Holidays or Holidays wasn't featured in the UK. It's because of you at home here in the UK were saying, we love putting Happy Holidays. So these ones were one of the first Christmas collections where we included Happy Holidays for the UK and Europe, because you guys are, because I like to use it as well.
Yeah, because there's lots of other religious holidays over the Christmas period which are, not Christmas. So brilliant that you can give something that encompasses loads of different events, which is excellent. Let me take you through then the opaque pigment ink pad collection. You're going to get 10 in here. Great starting point for anyone that wants to start on their opaque pigment ink journey. You've got the Bordeaux. You also have the orange. Then we've got the Plum Jam just here, the Smoked Emerald. This one's the Midnight. I love that beautiful sort of almost a navy blue, isn't it? You've got the Grasshopper, the Seal Brown, the Damson Wine, the Lagoon, and also you will get the white. And as I said earlier, the white's been out of stock what feels like forever, for about 8 months, which is excellent. Platinum members, you can pick these up £37.59 or £56.79. A great saving there for you. Also, let me share with you the details on the stamping platform. Ever popular, this particular product. Always popular when we give you a discount too, which is what you've got today. You've got 10% off of that, which is excellent. £22.49 or £26.99 is your price. It's very busy over on the website at the moment. So what I thought we'd do is we will take a short break, give you an opportunity to check out your basket, especially if you've got a tag punch in there. Whilst you do that, here's some of the fun stuff we like to get up to here at Crafters TV.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours.
I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day. Quick Buy. All your crafting must-haves in a flash. Put away your tape measure and fabric scissors. The Threader's fabric cutter offers accuracy and precision with every cut. This handy tool slices through fabric in a guillotine style. Its ergonomic design features a comfortable and protective handle, so it's safe and easy to use whether you're right or left-handed. Its 45mm rotary blade will cut up to 6 layers of fabric at a time, so your sewing, quilting, and upholstery project times are cut down to size. It's equipped with a measuring guide in metric and imperial for a perfectly accurate cut every time. The built-in grid ruler has 30-degree, 45-degree, and 60-degree angle lines, so you can cut fabric on any angle, including the bias. Quick Buy. All your crafting must-haves in a flash.
Very, very busy. You join us for a masterclass. If you've got any questions whatsoever, you can get them into me. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion, if you are over on YouTube. Shall we share with you another fantastic ink pad bundle that you've got? It is our quick dry ink pad. So these are perfect for stamping things like your sentiments, and also I'm going to show you in just a moment's time. Now, let's go through these. So you've got fuchsia, baby blue, you've also got Chinese red, jet black, and then we also have the parakeet, the seal brown. This one here is the pine tree. You've also got the smoked emerald, the misty morning, and also the orange. They are your 10 different colours, $46.99 or $70.99 if you want to get your hands on those. That's a brilliant saving there for you. And we also have these, the background rotational stamps. Now you're buying one, but we are sending you 4 of them. I know. Absolutely colossal, knock it out the park, off the chart value for money. That's what you come to expect from us here at Crafters TV. You've got butterfly wishes firstly. What I love is that they build up into this really lovely, full, lush stamped image, which is amazing. And you've got the sentiment in there. You can use the different sentiments as well and mix and match them across the collection. So that's absolutely fine for you to do that. We also then have the meadow wreath just here. Then you've got your butterfly roses. You can never have too many roses and butterflies in your collection. No, I don't think so. Rustic botanicals. Is that one there? Paper rose?
Yeah, I like a good paper.
You know, I used to always make that awful joke when we did the stained glass, the window. You know, we did the floral window dies.
Yeah.
One of them was called Peony Windows. And I used to say, it was like Tina Turner's favourite one, Peony Windows. I bought peonies yesterday and I put them in the window. And it really made me chuckle.
My mind went down a totally different avenue when you started that story. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what to say. I was so chuffed with myself. I sent a picture of the peonies in the window to Charlotte. She didn't get it.
No.
I was gutted.
I wouldn't get it either.
She was like, what is this? I was like, peony Window. Beanie a window. She's like, I don't get it. I was like, okay. Anyway, moved on. $12.99, $14.95 if you want to get your hands on those. She's having a lovely time.
Seems it
over in Menorca,
Yeah.
not Mallorca. There's a difference.
Menorca.
Menorca, yeah. She's back with us on Friday, so I have
really?
got like a whole week's worth of winding her up saved and stored up.
do.
So she's going to have the best time. She'll feel like she's never been away. Any questions you've got, you can get them into me, as I said. But I believe we're going to go back to Craig for even more ispirazione, which is Italian for inspiration, if you hadn't guessed.
No way, is it really? I never would have guessed.
I also know that 2022 is 2022. Because they keep saying it on the telly this week.
Is it? Venti, is that not a coffee
2022.
as well?
Sorry?
Venti, is that not a coffee as
Yeah,
well?
it is, isn't it? That you get in the old makeup box.
Yeah, yeah. Or you can
Maybe
get...
it's a 20-ounce coffee.
Maybe.
Good shout, George. Not just a pretty face, our George with the
You
joystick.
can always get one in that place that cost a lot of money.
Captain Logical.
Yeah. But anyway, no coffee here. What we are going to do is we're now going to have a look at the quick dry ink pads. We're going to look at the rotation stamps, and we're going to use the quick dry. You can, of course, use the pigment ink pads. If you want to do that, you can always go back to Wake Up Call and have a look at the demo that I done with the rotating stamps and the pigment ink pads where we embossed with embossing powder. But what we're going to do with these ones here is we're going to take our stamping platform. So if you've seen Wake Up Call, you've heard me explain this already. So I'm going to explain it again for those that didn't see it. It's maybe new to you. The best thing when it comes to your rotating stamps is going to be your large stamping platform. Absolutely going to be your best friend. This is one of those sorts of collections where when the first launch and even up to nowadays, we get questions saying, I have trouble trying to work it out. I seem to muddle all the colours and the images together. How exactly do you do it? So first and foremost, your large stamping platform. This is what's going to enable you to get that really, really cool stamped impression. So what I would always suggest as well is whatever the size of the image you want. So I want mine to be 5.5 by 5.5. So I've made my cardstock bigger so I can trim down afterwards. And I've actually done it to 6.5 by 6.5. And to make it even easier for myself, actually, let's do 6.25 and 6.25. And there's a reason being, if you make it to your measurements, 1/4 inch, what we're going to do is we're going to use our grids on our stamping platform as a basis. So we want to get that central. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to pull down here and here. So what I've got is I've now got 3.5 grids all the way around. So I've got 1, 2, 3.5. 1, 2, 3.5, 1, 2, 3.5, and 1, 2, 3.5. So I know that my cardstock now is central. Now, that's going to change depending on the size of your card, but as long as you've got the same amount of grids, top, bottom, left, right, you know that your cardstock is right in the centre. So what we can then do, now that we've got that centralised, let's go in with our stamping platform. I'm going to pop a piece of cardstock underneath to make it easier for you to see this step. And we're basically going to do the same again onto our stamping platform, but with our stamp. So we're going to go in with our stamp. One of the corners has a 90-degree angle. So you can always gauge the centre because you can see your centre point throughout the stamp. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that as close to central as possible, which I think that is. So visually that looks central to me, but what we can see is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've now got 5 grids all the way around.
Amazing.
So I know that that is bang centre in the middle of my stamping platform. So now that is, if anything is the complicated bit, that was it. Making sure your card and your stamp is central. You're now good to go when it comes to your stamps. And what I always do as well, Joe, I'm just making sure that's fully tacked down, is I always, personal preference, I like to have my Crafter's Companion logo starting down at the bottom right-hand corner. Because I'm going to ink once, then I'm going to reapply my next ink, and then we're going to turn round 90 degrees. We're going to then ink with our third colour, turn it 90 degrees, and then our fourth colour, turn it 90 degrees, and then that means that visually I've looked at my logo and I've stamped at all 4 corners. So what we're going to do, first of all, we're going to stamp with baby blue, then we're going to stamp with Misty Morning, we're then going to stamp with smoked emerald, and then we're going to then stamp with our jet black. So that is these, and what I like to do as well, it's not necessary as long as you whiten them afterwards, I tend to start with the lightest colour and then work darker up to my other ones.
Beverly asked about the magnets, if we sell replacement ones for them. I don't believe they're for sale. Give our customer services a call. They might be able to assist you. That'd be the best thing to do. You can pop any magnet on there, really, can't you, Craig? Any magnet you've got can be used on here. So, yeah, any you've got to hand, or even the little, the magnetic closures that we do. I can't think what the actual word is, Craig.
Yeah.
Magnetic clasp, is that the word?
Yeah, you can do.
Could use those?
You can. Just keep in mind the thickness of your stamp against the thickness of the magnet that you're using.
It'd be a nice little flat one, isn't it?
But yeah, you could absolutely use something like that. But as you said, Joe, give customer service a call.
They're very helpful, aren't they? Our social media customer service.
They
superstar.
really are. They really, really are.
I think with these, Craig, as well, you know, from speaking to people that have used them, Craig, these stamps, of course, as long as you take the time at the start, they are really straightforward, aren't they? I've even used these. What did we used to do? Did we used to do something called Try It Tuesday, where the presenter would have a go? Do you remember?
I remember
And I
that.
did these for mine, and it worked perfectly for me. It was me and Jan, I think, that did it.
Yeah, and as you said, you're so right on that one there. Take your time, but once you've lined up your card and your stamp, all that you're doing now is inking, stamping, rotating 90 degrees, inking, stamping, rotating 90 degrees. So that's all that you're doing. So now that we've done the first colour, which is baby blue, and even with quick dry, I'll go on and I will apply either 2 times or 3 times. But we've gone in, because that was baby blue, that was a light, I'm just going to go direct on to my Misty Mornings because we're getting darker and darker. Of course, if you were to start with the black, work your way up to the baby blue, you've got potential to then cross-pollinate with your inks, which you don't necessarily want to do when it's dark to light. Light to dark is different. But we stamped there with the baby blue when we are logo to the bottom right-hand corner. So now I'm going to turn it 90 degrees so the logo is bottom left. Already applied with my Misty Morning, so we can then work our way round. We're going to press. I'm going to reapply again because that's just what I'm liking to do as of late. So we're going to go back in, and then we can then reapply. So you can do a combination of quick dry and then some with your pigment. So if you want certain bits to be embossed, then you can do that if you want to. But you're starting to build up that design. So now that I've done the grey, which is Misty Morning, we can now go into smoked emerald, and then we can go in, and nothing different than what we've already been doing. We're going to apply. So that's where I was a moment ago. So now I want to turn it 90 degrees. So then we're now up at the top left-hand corner. We can then press this one into place, and you'll start to see that it starts to come together. So we're going in. And as I always say quite a lot, colour choices are really key on how different it's going to look.
Absolutely.
So we are going for the deeper tones here, but you can imagine how bright it would be with your reds, your yellows, your oranges, or how subtler it would be if you go for more of your pastel tones. So visually, colours really, really are important.
And the great thing is, Craig, these are florals, so they're never going out of fashion.
Not at all.
This isn't a trend you're investing in or anything like that. You're going to have these, as long as you look after them, they're going to be in your stash for many, many years to come, and you'll get loads of joy out of them. The thing is, though, I don't know if we'll be able to do them again at this price, because that is the price for one you should be seeing there on your screen. However, we're going to send you all 4. So definitely snap them up while they're on this brilliant, brilliant deal.
So there we go. We can see how that's worked its way together as a design. And when it comes to stamps, you all that watch on a daily basis, or mostly watch on a daily basis, know that I always say I never clean my stamps. These are an exception, because I've gone in and that's 3 layers of ink that's surrounded all the way around. So I would come along and I would then pop it into a sink or a basin of warm soapy water. Yep. Even just warm water is absolutely fine. Take away all that excess ink, because that's a lot that's sitting on that back. Alternatively, what you can also do as well, if you want to spritz it to get some of that ink off onto a piece of cardstock, watercolour card, that's a nice way to use it. But then there we go, by doing the 90 degrees 4 times. So that was baby blue, misty morning, smoked emerald, and then jet black from our quick dry.
Very modern, this colour combination.
Very, isn't it? Really is, really quite modern. So what I've done, let's trim this one down now. So I've got a layer, so my black here is 5 3/4. So I need to trim this down to 5 1/2. So what I'm going to do is let's do 1/4 of an inch first of all. And unlike my pigment ink pads, what I don't need to do, Joe, is worry about spreading the ink. Because it's quick, it's not going to smear. Even straight after I've done my stamping, it's not going to smear, so you don't need to worry about that. I need to trim a little bit more off at each edge to come down to 5 1/2, which is here. So I'm going to matte and layer that onto my card. But what I'm wanting to do, that's going to go onto the back. But what I want, Joe, is I want to have another design exactly the same on only this panel here. So I've already done one of them that we can see here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my black card. That's then going to be, so that is 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. So what I'm going to do with this one here is I'm going to go in. So what did I say that was? So 2 3/4. So I'm going to cut at 2 1/2. And then that might actually, yeah, perfect. So I've already got that right height. So that is going to sit into here. And then what I'm going to do is I've already taken my circle nesting die, which for anyone who wants to know is the width of 2 1/2 by 2 1/2 inches. And then what I'm going to do for this one, actually, Joe, I'm going to go in with my stamp, just my small stamping platform for this one. We're going to go in with the stamp set, because they've all got their own sentiments. But what you can do is you can use this sentiment in with the other stamp set if you want to. Okay, you can cross them over. But what I'm going to do is let's just pop that into the middle, into here. Let's take my stamping mat. And what we're also going to do is we're going to use the jet black. So this is Stampin' It Up with our quick dry jet black. Pop that one into the middle. Take that one out. Have a beautiful day. So combination of the stamp quality and the quick dry, you've got that really, really sharp sentiment. Have a beautiful day. And then all that we need to do is let's come in. I'm going to matte and layer 6x6 card. And we've got our 6x6 card. I've scored and folded it in half. So we've got our concept card, and all that I need to do is matte and layer it.
Amazing. Lots of you chatting away. Pammy says it looks fantastic. Beverly says, I think customer service is brilliant. They have always been very helpful when I've contacted them. Excellent. Good to know. I will pass that along for you. Sharon also saying there as well, love how Craig explained how you can line up the stamps. Rose says Menorca is where they are filming the Bravo show, Below Deck Sailing. Never seen that. It looks gorgeous. There's another word I like hearing Joe say, botanicals.
Botanicals.
Botanicals, there you are. So yeah, any questions you've got, get them into me. Over on Facebook, Crafters TV, on YouTube, Crafters Companion. Remember, this is not your only show today. Oh,
It's not.
No, you've got loads more to come. Myself and Craig will be back with you for Creative Cravings. That'll be at 6 p.m. here in the UK, 1 p.m. on the East Coast, 10 a.m. over on the West Coast. It's going to be a riot, isn't it, Craig?
It's going to be fun. Wednesday night, me and you together. What can we get up to? What can we get
Mischief,
up to?
I reckon.
Mischief. Do you think so?
I reckon so.
Got some really, really lovely goodies coming up as well on Creative Cravings.
Lots of goodies. Yes, some of the best-selling items as well from earlier in the week.
So all that I'm doing is my mats and layers. I finished my last roll of tape, so I just had to get a new one. Check back with that sort of adhesive glue school 101 from Friday, where we
Oh gosh, no! Don't, please don't go back to
talked
it.
about
It doesn't
the
need
tape.
to. It doesn't need to be. It doesn't need to be revisited, Craig. In fact, I was going to send a request asking if we could get it removed from the removed from the website.
What you like?
I don't think Erin caught any of it. Brilliant. That's the way we like it. It
You know
was
now
just
what she's
very,
gonna be
very.
doing, eh?
What could you? I would struggle to comprehend why it was such a great show. George, could you give us any? How would you describe the show? What show? Sorry, George says. No, Friday evening show.
George, are you awake? The one that went down.
Yeah,
you
the
and
glue
Georgina,
school that we
with
did
your
on
phone.
on phones.
Facebook
How would you
Live.
describe it, George? Yeah, a viewer described it as the Blair Witch project of crafting. There was just a lot of laughing, wasn't there? I don't know what happened or what was in the air on Friday, but yeah, there was a
And
lot
for
to
me, that was absolutely ridiculously beyond excited about doing 2 hours of glue school.
too, I
And
was
FYI, anyone that's just tuning in, no, I'm not being sarcastic when I say that. Genuinely was, because I love my adhesives. I know I'm an adhesive geek. If you check out my Insta handle, it's Craig Laird Crafters Companion, adhesive geek on there. And then, yeah, the gremlins came in the system. So I was raring to go with all my adhesive knowledge, and then it went down.
We did have a very good show. It was
Best we
Georgina's
could.
last show with us too, isn't it? We went
Who?
out on a hike. Georgina.
Oh, yeah. Oops. There we go. So, by simply cutting that in half and popping a little sentiment, you can see there, it extends it. You can write your own little verse or sentiment in the middle if you want to. That's going down the darker tone, so it's using multi-purpose card in the black matte cardstock, and then with quick dry, it was baby blue, misty morning, it was smoked emerald, and it was jet black for all of these ones.
Amazing. Let me share with you then exactly what you are getting in this collection. I had it upside down, but you wouldn't know. These are your different stamps that you're getting in there. Remember, one of these should be costing you $12.99 or $14.95. However, you are getting all of them, which is excellent. Let me just share this next one with you as well. This is your Meadow Reef, as you can see there. You've also got butterfly roses, and you've also got the rustic botanicals in there too, which is excellent. Snap those up, they will not be around for long at that price, so make sure you grab a hold of them. Right, we are moving on. Let's move on. Let's go back to, let's revisit the Dragonfly collection, Dancing Dragonflies. This was launched earlier in the week, exceptionally busy as we knew it was going to be. It is a gorgeous collection. I'm going to run you through exactly what you are getting in here just now. Dragonfly is very on trend as well at the moment, but this has got a real timeless feel to it because it's very watercolory and floral, which is excellent. So there is your ornate bridge. These are your embellishments. You will also get the fantasy film, which is awesome, or film, as our Craig calls it. You've got the film. Yeah, you've got the ribbons in there too, all perfectly colour matched, of course, along with your water lily border. This is your simple sentence. Lovely to have die-cut sentiments as well, especially in the smaller style that we'd normally see things like our stamps done with. Then you've got your water lily frame. You will, of course, receive the dainty dragonfly. And you have got your lily pond. This is your dragonfly dreams. Then you here have your water lily. Love that. Very exotic, that one, isn't it? This one here is upside down, Joe. This is your Weeping Willow. You've got a creator card, embellishing dies, and a stencil that goes with it, which is excellent. It's not sounding like anything I've seen before that. This one here is your gorgeous vellum pad, all beautifully colour matched with the rest of the collection, of course. You've got those Dragonfly images in there, really, really lovely colours. We also have the Resist pad available for you too, which is excellent. This is how it's going to come to you. You're adding your different inks in there to create that wonderful Resist technique, which is brilliant. That is the 8x8 Resist pad that you've got. You will, of course, receive the luxury cardstock. Really lovely collection. Would play nicely alongside something like your Masquerade collection, I think, this as well. I know they're very different, but actually the tone of them is really quite similar. Let's also share this one with you. Now, this is your 12x12 paper pad, so 180 GSM is the weight on this paper. And I said earlier, lots of nice, there's quite a lot of colour going on in here, so you could definitely pick out either the peaches or the blues or the greens, making it easy to tie in with lots of different projects, which is super fun. So you've got all of your different papers on there too, which is excellent. And you'll get that in the 12x12 and also in the 6x6 as well. 119.99, 155.95, saving you 40.84 or 52.20. 95.99 or 124.76 as a platinum member. Remember, if you're spending over $125, you will get free shipping and handling in the US, and you get free postage and packaging, of course, here in the UK. Right, we're going to move on. We are going to move on. I thought it had gone very quiet, Craig. Oh. I had managed to turn, I don't know why, with the twisting, I managed to turn my talk back all the way to silence.
Did you?
And I was like, it's a bit
so we're going for the next bundle where you're getting...
Yeah, we're going to go for the card, with the card stock included. I just caught that as I turned it back up. Here we are, the one with the extra card stock. You get the extra 12x12, the extra paper pad. Let me show you also, you get the 8x8, the luxury, and an extra 12x12 too, which is brilliant. That's going to take you over that $125 threshold, which is awesome. We're going to move on though, and we're going to look, there's loads in this show for you, and you're absolutely loving it. I can see why. Is the Midas metallic ink pads. These are going to sit alongside your opaque pigment ink pads. They're the same style of ink pad essentially, but they have that lovely metallic ink within there. Great for using on black and white cards. You've got a 20% saving, which is always awesome. This one here is your amethyst, your rose satin. You've got the pink lace there, bronze, platinum. This is the blush. You've got the rose gold and the gold as well. $37.99 or $56.99 if you want to get your hands on these, saving over 20%, which is excellent. Make sure you're taking advantage of your Club Inspire discount, which all of you are so far. We are going to have a little look at these next, I believe. Craig, what do you tend to use these for at home in your craft room?
So if I do use them, and it's something that you said earlier on, Joe, within Wake Up Call, and it's right enough, it's not actually something we tend to bring a lot of, certainly within a nice little bundle deal. So it's nice that we've got them on today. Predominantly, I'll use them on a darker cardstock, exactly what we're going to do just now. And then what I usually like to do is use them in conjunction with a clear embossing powder, which, funny enough, we're going to do exactly the same today. We are going to be using 3 of them together. So we're going to create our own little background to start with. We're going to use silver, gold, and then rose gold. And then for the actual image, because we're going to use the fresh florals from the stamp set that will work really well with the Illustrator pens, but we're going to use that one. For the background, what I'm going to do, Joe, is I'm going to take this really little diddy leaf stamp here. Now you can use your stamping platforms, of course, but even with our stamps, if you've got your good old traditional acrylic blocks, all of our stamps will still fit onto acrylic blocks. So acrylic blocks, rocker blocks, stamping platforms.
Perfect.
You know, we tend to always talk about our rocker blocks or our stamping platforms because that's what we have. But for those that are a lover of stamping and have got stamping acrylic blocks, it's just to say that our stamps do work on your acrylic blocks. So, because of that, to make it a little bit easier as well, what I'm going to do is use my stamp onto an acrylic block. I've cut my card down to 5 by 7, and then what I'm going to do, so if I pop it here, and then I'm going to take my 3 ink pads. What I'm going to move this down so you can see a little bit better. So what I'm then going to do is, if I take my stamp, and the reason I'm doing it like this is so that I can simply go back and forwards. So I'm going to create my own little background. So I'm going to pop my stamp on and then press, and then it will see. So if I tilt that, can you see how we're getting, oh yeah, that silver coming through? It's the only thing with the black card, works best on dark card, but we have to tilt and bend our card so that you can see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep going back, and I'm going to randomly stamp in with the cardstock. So I'll do some in silver, and then I'll do some in gold. I'm not worried about too much about the center bit, because what we're going to do is we're going to cover that up with a matte and a layer when it comes to our main stamped image. But we can go in and randomly just stamp in a nice selection of the petals. So if I tilt that, so you can see how that's coming together here. And then what I'm going to do, let's just take a bit of a scrap. So I'm not necessarily going to clean my stamp, but what I'm just doing is 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th generation, just to get that ink off. And even more, to make it easier for myself, I'm going to pop the stamp towards the top. Now I'm going to go in with the gold, and then I'm going to do exactly the same.
Would heat embossing these with a clear embossing powder make them stand out more, Craig, or are they going to give you the same sort of opacity no matter what you do with them?
So they'll give you that little bit more of a shine. They're going to give you that metallic shine. We are going to do that in a moment, but I'm not going to heat emboss these leaves. I'm just using them as an ink application for the leaves. But what I am going to do with this gold, clear embossing powder and the sunflower, I'm going to stamp onto our multi-purpose card and then do some heat embossing. So that'll let you see what it looks like onto a light cardstock. So once again, let's just take that ink off, and then we're going to go in with the rose gold, and let's go in and then let's pop these ones on. So nothing.
This is brilliant to see what you can do with just one small stamp, Craig.
Exactly.
You're not even a variation of stamps, just with one small stamp, something so effective.
Just the one. And as I always say, if I do backgrounds, always remember to stamp off the page, as it looks more natural. If you have trouble stamping off the page, and I know to some that might sound daft, to others you're like, yeah, Craig, I know exactly what you mean. Sometimes it can be hard to stamp off the page. This is 5 by 7, so what I would suggest, cut your cardstock to 6 by 8. Stamp your background and then trim to the size that you want. You'll get that natural stamped off the page sort of look. But if you've done it quite a few times, you'll be quite comfortable in creating your own background. Go left, go right, go upside down. Try and have it in an uneven flow. Let's go into there, maybe just a little bit here, a little bit popping out there. But then there we go. You've got your background within the silver, within the gold and the rose gold. If you wanted to now, you can come in heat emboss. You can go and put some of the ink onto your glass mat, start to colour it on, so you're going to get that little bit of a muted effect within the back. Set that to the side. And then, Joe, what we can do is let's go back in with our trusty stamping platform, our 8 by 8. Some of our multi-purpose card. We're going to pop this one on. Let's pop this one in with our discs. Let's bring in the sunflower. We're going to use the gold, and then we're going to use some clear embossing powder So stamp with the gold because it is like a pigment, so it's going to grab on to the powders, and then we're going to melt it with our heat gun.
Perfect. Any questions you've got, keep getting them into me. Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you're across on YouTube. Rhonda says, agree, the Midas ink pads are awesome. Pam E says, you don't own Midas ink pads, you should get them. They are awesome and look really fantastic on your projects. She also goes on to say, I just popped some cinnamon rolls in the oven. Craig gave me the idea of all his talk about not liking cinnamon this morning. Not Craig's, not even a cinnamon roll, Craig.
Not even a
so
cinnamon
it's like Cinnabon, your idea of like, awful food hell. Really?
Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. It's like when people have.
I don't like lots of it. A subtle amount of cinnamon, yes, I do. Something like cinnamon chewing gum. No,
Oh yeah.
too much.
Yeah. Cinnamon
No.
sweets.
Cinnamon sweets, these are very, very cinnamony. No. A little hint of it. Yes, I do like it. It's nice in a curry. We're talking about alcohol. No, not
Is
cinnamon
it?
alcohol. No, and also no. What's the no aniseed alcohol? No.
Oh no, or aniseed, no.
No aniseed, thank you.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't thank you for anything like that, alcohol-wise. Drink responsibly, of course. Here we go. So giving this one a really, really good impression. So here we go. Let's take that one off and that one off. So that's white card with our gold Midas ink pad. So we've got our gold, but what I want to do is I want to then come on the top with our clear embossing powder. And then we're going to heat set that one with our powders.
Amazing, absolutely awesome. Getting busier and busier on these metallic ink pads. Remember, you are getting your amethyst, rose satin, pink lace, bronze, platinum, blush, rose gold, and the gold, which is brilliant. And you're saving over 20%, which is really fantastic when it comes to core products like our ink pads, which are awesome. I think as well, what you really see is when we do something like a stamping masterclass, Craig, is how they all have their own individual function, our ink pads. You know, we're just bringing out ranges and ranges of ink pads for the sake of it. We've got a real sort of, I guess, quite a small core range of ink pads, really, but
Yeah.
they tick all the boxes.
They do. You know, if you think we've got our quick dry, our pigment that we're focusing on today. We do have our water reactive.
We do indeed.
You'll find some of them on the website. And then we've got our metallic ink pads. So they've got our four main bases of when we're wanting to come in and apply colour or techniques. These are the four, and that's really the only four that you need within your crafty stash. And they all do, some of them cross over and do similar techniques, but they've all got a specific purpose in the forms that you're going to use them. So it's handy
Brilliant.
to have them if you can. So let's go in, let's get our heat tool up to temperature. Only takes seconds. And then what we're going to do is let's start at the base. So as soon as it starts to melt, I'm going to travel all the way down. And once it starts to go, and even with the gold, you start to notice it as it melts, even onto white. So if we can then go in, and then
Beautiful.
what I'll do actually, if I do half,
I noticed, Craig, you always do it from above, not below. Is there any specific reason as to why?
for me, I do not and have not seen any difference by heating underneath. Now, you know, just expanding on what you've just said there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop just so you can see the difference to start with. So the bottom half has been heat embossed. See how your top half is still more of a cloudy
Amazing.
effect. Because, well, certainly with us using our Spectrum Noir ink pads, really does grab hold of the embossing powder. So what you're referring to is some out there will say that you get an even better emboss by going
Yes.
from underneath here. What they'll say is sometimes if you go from over the top, it can blow the powder off, whereas if you go underneath, you're starting to build up that heat. It's retaining the powder on the top, it's not blowing anywhere, so you get a nice smooth emboss. For me, I've tried it on many occasions, I do not see the difference for me personally. So all that I would say, as long as you're using a good ink pad, which you're going to be using, you're using the Harmony from Spectrum Noir, that's then going to grab the powder. As long as you don't go all the way close, you know, a good couple of inches, you've got nothing to worry about. Try it yourself if you are ever unsure, but for me, I don't notice a difference. I always do it from above. I never do it from underneath. I've never found a reason to do it from underneath, so.
There you are. Susan says, what a beautiful stamp. I must concentrate on what Craig is doing. Crafting is on hold for a few minutes. And Stebra says, I've never created my own background. This is neat. It really is neat. If you've got any questions, any comments, pop them my way. Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you are across on YouTube. Details are just down there on the bottom of your screen, which is fantastic. And as I said earlier, another fantastic show coming away a little bit later today. Myself and Craig back with Creative Cravings, which if you are newer to crafting, it's kind of your place to be, but there's definitely something for everyone to learn in that show as well. We're going to be looking at interlace, and we've got some wonderful expression dies on there as well, creator cards, though you'll be seeing those Dragonfly. So a little bit of everything. It's kind of a nice mixed bag, isn't it, that show tonight?
It really is. Really, really nice mixed bag of different techniques that we're going to start doing within Creative Cravings. Some you'll know, some you'll not know, and some you'll be able to take from what I show you tonight and pull them into other crafty goodies that you've got. But what I've done is that's the one that I've just done, and I've already gone in with my fancy stitched oval dies, die cut out the layer, die cut a matten layer into a little bit of gold. We can then come in with our background that we've already created. I've already done a matten layer already, and what we're going to do is I'm going to go in with my tape. Now, with that layer that I've just done, I could do what I'd done before and heat set it with my heat gun. I'm not going to, but still there's potential that I could then go and put my hand over it when I go and matten layer, and what will happen, Joe, is it'll smear some little bits.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to go in with my tacky glue, and I'm going to go onto the back, and I'm just going to apply it that way. Because if I go and turn it upside down, then that can also cause it to smear against my glass mat. So if I go in with my tape runner or my double-sided tape, I could start to smear it. So if I go in, hold it in mid-air, add my glue, what I can then do is I can go in, pop that into place, and then if I just grab a piece of card, or maybe it could be in the backing of one of the adhesive sheets from the foam pad, just to press. Alternatively, let it dry for a few more moments. There's your background. Can you imagine that, even with a strip sentiment along the middle, and that's it. That's all that you need. But we're not. We're going to go in. Let's go in with our foam pads to create height. I'm going to go in with the big square ones. And all these foam pads, we've got different depths, different sizes. You'll find them on our website, of course. Layer that one up. And then the one thing that I've already done as well, within that sentiment, or when it comes to that image, what you've got is your little sentiment that says, with love. So we can then pop that one into the middle. We're going to come back in with this one. Let's go in with a smaller foam pad, and that can go to the base here, and then there we go. So we've done metallic on both a black matte card, uncoated, and then what we've done is we've gone and we've stamped the sunflower. Is it sunflower or daisy?
Is it a daisy?
Daisy. Stamped the daisy onto white card and then heat embossed. However, if you go back onto YouTube and have a look at the metallic Spectrum Noir range specific shows that we've done in the past, there's loads of other things. You know, you can start to do colour washes and everything like that with them as well. But simple forms. Don't always think that your small stamps, you can only do small things. Start to create big backgrounds with them.
Excellent. I think as well, what goes to prove is, Craig, shouldn't be afraid of leaving white space on your cards.
No,
well,
I
you know,
say it
a
a
lot
lot.
of time there's that expectation to, you know, colour everything, you know, put ink on everything, and that shows you, you know, you can create beautiful cards and still leave some white space there, which is
don't be afraid to leave white space, and don't be afraid to use black cardstock.
Brilliant. And also, it looks like a shop bought or a paper that you've purchased on the back of there, but you've been able to make it yourself with those incredible metallic ink pads. Let me run you through exactly what you are getting included in here at the moment. You've got the amethyst, which is that one there. You've also got the rose satin. You've got the pink lace, the platinum there, and you've got the blush, as well as the rose gold, and the regular gold too, which is excellent. Make sure you are stocking those up. Let me move on. All things Gemini is what we're going to be talking about, because 'tis the season to Gemini. It's Gemini season over on the website here at Crafters TV and Crafters Companion. Make sure you head over there and have a little look. Lots of special offers running at the moment for you, and this is a great deal. Maybe you've got the Junior, or you want to consider upgrading to the full-size Gemini, then absolutely you can do that with this. But the great thing is, normally on our website, every single day, day in, day out, we sell thousands of them at £179.99. You've got a very special offer though, because it's £179.99, but you're getting £102.93 worth of mystery items that you're going to be able to use perfectly alongside your Gemini. I think if you've been thinking about upgrading for a while, today is definitely the day. Platinum members are looking at £143.99, which is awesome. It is UK only. However, we do have some deals that everyone can get their crafty paws on. These here are our mystery bags. Now, we've done a Gemini mystery bag for you. I think it was meant to be a mystery, but I gave the game away earlier, so I'm going to tell you again. In here, you've got lots of different fabulous items. You're going to get the left fold alphabet in there, which is brilliant. We also have some tunnel card dies. You will get some edgeables. Yes, you'll even get some double-sided. Is that the one I thought? I thought that was peony window for a moment. I was going to be so happy. That's the tulip window. And you've also got something for a stained glass window collection. If you're going for multiples of these, you could well get duplicates. So one per customer is what we are advising. And we also have, that was £30, $40. We also have something for our soft crafters as well. Some gorgeous builder block dies, couple of those in there. And also some rather fabulous applique dies too. You get absolutely all of those, which is brilliant. They will work on other things, so because they are a multimedia die, you can use them on lots of different things. So if you want to do felt, balsa wood, mount board, craft metal, all of those different mixed media type things you can cut with our multimedia dies, which is fantastic. £30 and $40 is your price. Now, we've even got some colouring mediums available for you on the show, which is always a treat. With none more so a treat than when we have got kind of like the top of the range when it comes to our alcohol markers here at Crafters Companion. Of course, Spectrum Noir being the brown. These are really premium Japanese brush nibs in here. You also have a bullet nib in there, proprietary ink formulation as well, and we'll play alongside other colours in the range. So the colour system is all the same. So if you've got classics, you can use these alongside your classics and they will match absolutely perfectly. In here you have got the vintage, you also have the delicates. This is your essential, the verdant, then we have the botanical, this is the basics, you've got the stylish, and you have the natural, and finally also the aquatic. So they are the pens you are getting, 36 pens total, which is excellent. You're looking at around about £2 a pen. Now, when you consider the quality that you've got on these, that is off the chart value for money. If you were to go out and look at some of the brand leaders out there that are bringing you quality that is comparable to this, you're going to be looking at 3-4 times this price. So a brilliant deal. We always love to bring you great value with Spectrum Noir, but definitely snap them up when they're on a great deal, because you're saving what, £26 or $37.50. Let me also go through these for you. Some stamps that would work brilliantly with your illustrators. These can also be used as standalone. They can be used with any of your different alcohol colouring mediums or your watercolours for that matter. Lovely that you get the focal imagery and then you get the sentiments and the embellishment, so it's all in there for you. This one here is Meadow Hare. You've also got Filled Mice, Catitude. Then you've also got Pause for Thought. You've then got your Fresh Floral. And finally, you have got the Fabulous Fox. All of those come your way. Well, you're saving more than you're spending. Again, it's like a sort of master cartload, it feels like today, Craig. We have some incredible deals, but we're also giving you all the inspiration as well. Deborah Spencer, never created my own background. This is neat. Susan says, what a beautiful stamp. I must concentrate on what Craig is doing. Crafting on hold for a few minutes. I've read both of those already, hadn't I? Yeah, I thought so. Diane says, how much time can you wait? To heat the embossed area, Craig? Is it something that needs to be done immediately? Great question.
Good question. If you can't do it immediately, that's going to be best. You maybe got a window of, off the top of my head, maybe 15, 20 minutes. It's not one of those, whereas when we've talked about our sticky glue that comes with the flakes, if you stamp with that, you can leave that for however long, and it's going to stay sticky until you put something on the top. With your pigment ink pads or your metallic ink pads, it's going to stay open for a wee while, but it will dry eventually. So if you can, if that's your intention, it's always best stamp, then emboss straight after. But you know, it's not straight away. You know, if the phone goes or the door goes or something like that, you've got time to go and do the door and then come back, do your embossing.
What the hell's Anne? What stamp was it Craig used? Was it this one you used, Craig?
It was.
It was, yeah. So if you want to go for that, it's available for it's the Fresh Florals, which is in the Pet Nature stamp collection. So that is how you can recreate that very card that Craig has just made there. Also, we've got Pammy. This is that card right there is my pick of the day. Susan Griffith says, I absolutely love the Illustrator pens. I won some last birthday event. Was thrilled to see just how much my colouring efforts improved with hardly any trying. Love that. And Jan says, love the stamps. Absolutely, for the love of stamps. Right then, Craigle Bagel, what's up next?
So, let's have a look at the Illustrator pens for this. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the mice, the little stamp set here. So we're going to use this one here. And because our Illustrator pens, they are alcohol-based pen, we need an alcohol ink pad. So I'm going to use our Noir Black. Noir Black, it's alcohol proof and it's got a picture of an alcohol pen. So that's how I know this is the correct one. So what I'm going to do, anything alcohol colouring base, to get the absolute best result, go in with your Nina cardstock. Your Nina cardstock is going to be the ones to do with the layering compact of the fibres of your cardstock. If you run out of Nina and you're desperate to do alcohol colouring, you can use your multi-purpose card as a substitute. You will get a lovely blend. However, the best one is going to be your Nina for anything alcohol colouring.
Why is it important, Craig, that we use the right card for the right colouring medium?
Well, it's to do with the fibres and it's to do with the amount of ink that it soaks up.
Right.
If you've got a really, really fibrous cardstock, all that it's going to do is soak up that ink. It's not going to enable you to blend. Whereas with Nina cardstock, again, it's the limited amount of layering of the fibres of your cardstock. So it means that your ink's going to sit that little bit longer, which means you can start to blend it. So instead of it soaking straight in, what it's doing is it's sitting. Kind of think of it as, you know, like a little bit like a printer ink. You know, as it goes through, you know how initially it just sits on the top before it dries in. Kind of thinking of it in that way. So go in with the best cardstocks. If you ever have trouble doing the blending with your Illustrators, Classics, Tri-Blends, or any alcohol-based, always have a look. We don't say, in the craft industry, we don't say use the right cardstock just for the sake of it. It's absolutely true. And Nina cardstock, in my opinion, and even before I joined Crafters Companion, always the best one for me when it comes to alcohol colouring.
And it's on the show as well,
It is
on
indeed.
a great deal for you. Details are there on the bottom of your screen, so snap that up.
So we're going to go in with our little mouse, and she is on the berries with the leaves. So all that I'm going to do is pop that into position where I need it to go. So we're going to bring it up, we're going to stamp it, and then we're going to come in with our Noir black. Do have a couple of colour options when it comes to the alcohol ink, so you just choose. So when it comes to the Noir black, we'll also have Pebble. And
we've got rustic brown and pebble in stock.
Yeah, so we've got those two.
Pebble's quite a nice one to use sort of sometimes, isn't it? Even if you are just, you know, putting a line out to draw around.
Yeah.
Or softer almost.
And in actual fact, for this style of card that I'm going to be doing, because I'm going to be using these colours, the rustic brown would work really, really well. The reason I'm not is because a lot of my tones within this are going to be brown. So I don't want that brown colour to blend into my outline colour. I still want my outline to be quite bold, so therefore that's why I'm going to use a black. But there we go, absolutely perfect when it comes to the stamp. And once again, as I said before, if I'd missed any bits because I'm using my large stamping platform, I could go right back, reapply, and I've got it in the exact same position that it needs to be. So take these ones away, move all that out of the way for now. Same with my ink pad, same with my stamp. Other key thing when it comes to alcohol colouring is pop some cardstock underneath. Doesn't need to be expensive cardstock. What this is just doing is it's capturing the ink. What you're going to find is alcohol colouring, your ink will start to bleed. Now, if you go straight onto your glass mat or a craft mat, the way to think of it is the ink could potentially bleed through, hit off the craft mat, and then seep back up into the card layer. So this is where it's going to seep. It's not going to give you a good blend. However, if you then use your cardstock underneath, that's then going to seep into the card. The card is going to hold on to it, and then you're going to get that perfect blend together. So with that one, we can come in with our pens. So for this, I'm going to use our natural, and we're going to use...
You're a natural.
Me a natural? Get away. No, I'm not. Do you think so? Oh, go on then. So we're going to use our cocoa. We are also going to use our caramel. So I'm just going to use the two for now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to start with the lightest tone.
What sort of berries do you think they are, Craig?
What sort of berries do I think these are? They could actually, I actually think they're more like raspberries.
You know, like, could be like Logan berries maybe, or
little,
you know.
I think they're going to be little raspberries.
Or maybe a blackberry.
Maybe a blackberry.
Or maybe they're lingonberries. No, I think they look more like red currants, lingonberries.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen something similar to these before, but I can't just quite.
Can you not
place where? Yeah.
Not when you've been foraging out in the forest?
I mean, I love foraging, and they don't call me the human truffle pig for nothing.
What?
I'm just making myself laugh.
Well, you're making someone laugh.
I always make myself laugh. It's quite sad, isn't it?
No, I make myself laugh as well.
Do you?
Sometimes it's bad, yeah.
Susan says, I did that one, didn't I? Love the stamp, says Jan. Amelia says, beautiful card, Craig. Love your tips.
So,
Oh, sorry. It's all right. I didn't realise that you, yeah. It's going so smoothly. The wheels are really coming off, aren't they, towards the end of this show? We've held it together really well this hour.
Really well.
Because it was kind of chaos, I won't lie, during the first show, but it's been
think
right.
so?
Building towards the end of the day. I thought it was quite chaotic, didn't you?
No.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. What were you presenting? Clearly, it wasn't the same show as the three of us were on. Me, Aaron and George.
Obviously not.
So,
Always chaos in my brain space.
I've taken the caramel, and what I'm doing is I'm going in and I'm laying down that lightest tone first. Now you can lay the colour down as you would with your classics or your tri-blends, but because with the pen, because you've got the Japanese brush nib, what that's given you is flexibility.
Nice.
So if you're wanting to then start to build up that movement when it comes to fur, then this is where what you can then start to do is you can start to build up by the flicking action. And you're still following the same concept of light to medium to dark, if so. I am just, of course, just using the two tones. But then what I'm going to do is I'm now going to go in, and then in actual fact, let's go back in with the lightest tone, the caramel. And what I want to do is I want to just fill in this section here, because I actually want it to be quite dark around the body. So what I'm then going to do is I'm going to go in now with that darker tone and just smaller little flicking actions. I'm going to come round, and then where we've got that guidelines in place, I'm following the guidelines that are already there with my cocoa, and I'm going to go in just little flicks. And the thing is, use the lines while they're there, use them, you know, a little bit of a guide. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to then go back in with the lightest tone.
Are you going to colour the berries in as well, Craig?
I might not have time.
Ah, that's a shame.
I could
What's
colour
your
a
favourite
few.
kind of berry, Craig?
Me? Strawberry.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why do I just feel like you're just leading me down a garden path here?
I'm not leading you anywhere. I'm just asking a very friendly question. What's your favourite berry, Erin? Strawberry? Jules the joystick? I was going to go for a raspberry. I like your style. Yeah, I was kind of torn between a raspberry and a strawberry. I think in the summer when you get the delicious British strawberries, you know, when they're like, we're coming into that season now and they're all massive, aren't they? So sweet and juicy.
They're good strawberry
I would go for
tart.
strawberries. If it was winter time, I'd go for maybe blueberries.
Right.
But the the big giant blueberries you
Yeah.
get. Oh, so yummy.
Yeah.
Rachel says blueberry as well. I love it. Blueberries, not blue on the inside. Check next time you eat one.
Purple, aren't they?
They're sort of an odd sort of mushy green, browny green colour on the inside. Very odd, isn't it?
Sorry, I'm just going into colour and coma here.
You are. That's
Actually, do you know
absolutely fine,
what?
You're allowed.
Do you know what? I'm lying to you. I'm not going in a colour and coma. I'm just kind of like
Zoning out.
blanking him out, zoning
He's
him
like,
out.
oh, shush up now. Come on, big old bag of shush for you, Joe. That's what he's thinking.
No. What was I say? Yeah, no, I do like my strawberries. Strawberry tart in the summertime.
Oh, yes, please.
With that strawberry sauce.
No. I'm not very saucy, Craig. Don't really like sauce. I don't have ketchup on my meals.
Oh, got to have ketchup.
No, I never have really ketchup. I only have brown sauce. I only have sauce on breakfast items.
Do you?
I would never put a sauce on any other mealtime. Very strange.
There you go then.
I did have an ice cream with strawberry sauce. I did have an ice cream, actually, now I've said that, with strawberry sauce on at the beach on Monday, Craig, which was delightful. When I was down in Norfolk. I didn't order it though. I wouldn't have ordered it with the strawberry sauce.
You wouldn't
When
have?
you've got a beard and ice cream, it's hard enough work as it is. You get strawberry sauce in the equation. Gosh,
Oh, yeah.
I'm lucky I got out alive, Craig.
It's like when you have a nice floury roll.
Oh, what, sorry?
A nice floury roll.
Yeah.
Or a bap that they call it here.
All these stamps are available individually for you as well, is what I should let you know, because it's very busy. Lots of you going for the main bundle, but quite a few of you getting them on their own as well, which you're welcome to do. What we try and do is make it as affordable as we can, however you want to go for them. What I would say is, when you're getting them all together, check out the savings. Over £16 or almost $23 is what you save when you get them in that configuration. So snap those up.
I was just a way to say there, it's like when you have a real floury roll and you get the flour on your beard. And you feel like
Yeah.
you got the flour on.
I toyed with the idea of growing my beard out a bit, Craig.
Did you?
As in having maybe a bigger, slightly fuller beard. But I was going to have it just, for summer, I was thinking. But it's quite a lot having a longer beard. I used to have a much bigger beard, but it's a lot of effort. And everything kept getting trapped in the moustache, which is not attractive, is it? Food on your face, anywhere on your face, not attractive.
So all that I've been doing here is we're having a little chat, it's building up the colour. I have gone and added the third colour, which is the burnt orange, which is still from the natural set, and just adding extra highlights. And I keep going back, I didn't mean that apricot, I needed the caramel. I keep going back in with the lighter to help blend it all in together. And you can, of course, spend a lot more time than I am, but start to build up that colour when it comes to the mouse.
Pammy thinks they're blackberries.
Blackberries. Yeah, they could very
well be, couldn't they?
well be. But then what I've done as well, a little bit of a cheat, is I've gone in, so I'm now using this Stylish, and I'm using the Cherry Red, and all that I'm doing is colouring them in. So I'm going to go for raspberries, like you'll see in my finished sample in a moment. So go in and colour them in, and then gone in, still with Stylish, with Ice Grey 6. No, I don't want Ice Grey 6, I want Ice Grey 10. And I'm going to create just a tiny little dark spot. I'm going to go back in with my Cherry Red. And what I'm doing, Joe, is I'm going to blend that out. So we've got a shadow within the berry. So really go in and start to blend them out. And then what I've done is I've taken my white gel pen. Of course, if you've got your Academy of Colour, you can use the white gel pen that's in there. And then all that I'm going to do, let's just let that dry off ever so slightly. And then all that I'm going to do is I'm going to go in where I've popped that little dark spot that I've started to blend in. I'm going to go in. I mean, look at that difference that makes. Add in a little bit of a white highlight onto your berry. And then if I bring this one in that I done 2 nights ago. So that was
Oh, lovely.
the
That's
natural,
better.
that was the Stylish, and then I've used the Verdant set for the greens. So that is our mouse. Then the little mouse that you've got also within the stamp set, coloured him, her in, still with the natural set, and then with the additional stamps that you've got, I've gone in and coloured them in raspberries that we can see. Same form where I've coloured them in with the Cherry Red, added a little bit of a dark highlight, blended it in, then I've gone in and done a little white highlight. Then what we can do is go in with our card 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. I've taken some multi-purpose cardstock, and what I've done is I've cut it to 4.5 by 5 3/4, and I've scored at 1/2 inch and 2.5 inches, because what I'm going to do is create my own stepper.
Amazing.
So come in, and all that I'm going to do is attach this to the base of my card, and then I'm going to take all my elements, Joe, and we're going to mat and layer it together, and that will be it done.
Amazing. Very, very busy on these at the moment. They are available individually should you want to get them that way. However, you get the best value when you get them all together. So do check them out over on the website. Powder Craft says, I love raspberries, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, but they have to be ripe and sweet. I love all those fruits on a meringue with whipped cream.
Ooh, nice. Really nice. You see, but I do love, one of the things I love is an eaten mess.
Oh, yes.
Love an eaten mess. But then I love meringue. Lemon meringue pie is my
Eaten messes.
favourite.
Top tier dessert, I think, Craig.
And so easy to make, isn't it? Just
Yeah, just mush it all up.
mush it all up.
I think a creme brulee is up there as top tier dessert, alongside sticky toffee pudding. Those three
Ooh,
are like
yeah.
the holy trinity of puddings, as far as I'm concerned.
Sticky toffee pudding, that's my mum's favourite.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Do you have it in the States, Erin? Right, it's different, is it? Should we go and get a sticky toffee pudding between shows?
Should we? Eh?
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine that?
We
Really
could all
after
just sort of, we
getting
could all just
sticky.
go down to the pub down the road. You know, we've got 2 hours. I reckon we should do it.
You know what's, a sticky toffee pudding, but like with fruit and that, I love spotted dick. It's nice. Loads of fruit.
Do you have spotted dick in the US?
Not
Right. It's an English thing. All the desserts you could say. Cream or custard?
Oh, custard.
Custard, excellent.
Custard.
Jam roly-poly, now that's something I love.
No, that is good. Yeah.
Next level, god tier dessert, jam roly-poly. Custard, I would say.
Custard. Yeah,
Yeah,
custard with my jam roly-poly. Custard with my spotted dick. Custard with my puddings. Love my custard.
Just stop saying it. I thought if I said it, I wouldn't find it as funny, but then you said it again, and it was all equally as, it was more funny. If anyone doesn't know what that is that he's talking about, it is basically a sort of suet-based sponge which has got lots of sultanas and raisins and stuff in it. It's kind of sweet, a little bit spicy, sometimes a little bit spicy, got a little bit of spiciness in it. I think it might have.
Sometimes.
It's a very traditional British dessert. I was looking for a mouse stamp this morning. Craig, this is perfect and it's adorable. Thank you very much for explaining what Craig was talking about. Several people have said in the comments there.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Some people have got the wrong end of the stick.
Wrong end of the stick. Yes, it is a dessert here in the UK. And a lovely one. I'll not say it again, so don't worry, but nice.
Please don't say it again.
There we go. So, we've got that one. Right,
Just
there we
gorgeous.
go. Really, really nice. No spotted dick around. No sticky toffee pudding around. It's all fresh fruit. With
Amazing, excellent. Did you want to get ready for that card of the show there? What is a roly-poly, says Nee Connie.
Oh, delicious.
It is essentially a suet sponge rolled out, smothered in jam, rolled up like a big sausage. It's very similar to a spotted dick actually, and then it's sort of baked, and it's sort of a nice it's sort of crispy on the outside, but it's spongy, and they're always like the hottest thing in the world though, aren't they? Any of those puddings, they're so hot and you can't eat them quick enough, and it like burns inside of your mouth. Maybe that's just me. We must get that vote of the show in though.
We must. Rightio, so we started off with our quick dry and our brush lettering, number 1. Number 2 is have a beautiful day with our rotating stamps, and first one was Pigment, that one was quick dry. Then number 3, which is our Midas ink pad and the stamp sets, and then number 4 is the stamp sets with the Illustrator pen. So 1, 2, 3 or 4.
Amazing. Get voting right now. 1, 2, 3 or 4. 1347, 1876 is the price on your stamps. Make sure you're getting them in the configuration, because when you get them like this, you save over £16, almost $23, which is amazing. Let me take you through them. You've got the bunny rabbit there, or the hare. Here is the mice. You've also got the cats. Then you've got the doggos and the flowers, and you'll also get the fox as well, which is amazing. Get those, £10.78. £10 and change as a platinum member in the UK. Excellent value. Then I want to remind you of the pens and why these are so special. Remember, you've got that Japanese bullet nib on there, which is incredible. So you've got the Aquatics, the Natural, Stylish, which is that one there, the Basic, which I love, Botanical. You also have the Essentials. That one's got the blender pen in, which is really cool as well. Delicate. We then have the Verdant and the Vintage. £73.99, £111.99 if you want to get them in that way. I must remind you of these though, the amazing tags. These are awesome. You'll be seeing these a little later in our Creative Craving show, I would imagine. You're getting all the stamps in there that you need, and of course the punch and the twine, which enables you to create these gorgeous items. These are so cool, aren't they, Craig?
They are. They make really quick, really simple, really effective tags. You've got sentiment stamps that are going to work in conjunction with them size-wise. You're going to have loads of other stamps that you'll be able to use as well. Don't forget you do get the twine too, so little boxes you can put the tabs on. You can then layer them on top of each other if you want, because you can do 3 sizes, but the length of them can be as long as you so wish. But you've got the tag shape. Not only does it also punch out the hole as well, it also embosses the outer ring of the hole. So it's all done for you. So you can then come along, if you want to do the smaller ones, larger ones, you can do. Why not use them to create little bookmarks? Because you can create that length of them. Lots of different things, whether it's the front of cards, little gift bags that you like to make with your Ultimate Pro, or to pop on an actual gift box or card, and you can absolutely do that. You've got the stamp, you've got the punch, and you've got the twine as well.
Amazing. Make sure you're snapping them up 26.16 or 37.44, which is excellent. Don't go in, well, you can go anywhere for a little while, but you got, as long as you agree to meet me back here in 2 hours, because you're going to have Creative Cravings, of course, coming up. The winner of the card of the show is number 4, Craig.
Number 4, the last one. So that one there. So that is going to go against Craig's winner from Wake Up Call, and it's also going up against Craig's winner from Creative Cravings.
So you might be on to a winner.
Craig is definitely going to be winning today.
You are. You're always a winner in my eyes, Craig.
Ah,
you really, really are. Thank you. It's been a wonderful couple of hours. Thanks, Craig. And yes, as I said, make sure you're joining us back here in 2 hours' time for Creative Cravings. If I don't see you back here for Creative Cravings, you've got to make sure you come and join us tomorrow, because we've got a brand new launch, which is excellent. I'll tell you more about that in our later Creative Cravings show. But if I don't see you, then I'll see you back here for Wake Up Call tomorrow, 11 a.m, 6 a.m, 3 a.m, but we'll be up at 6 p.m. here in the UK, 1 p.m. East Coast, 10 a.m. West Coast, with a great Creative Cravings show for you. Don't forget also to check out your basket. It's very busy. Make sure you snap up all of these incredible deals. See you soon.
Toodles!